Well, g'day guys, it's the Outback Legend here, and today I'm bringing you my review of the AN-94 assault rifle in Battlefield 4. Now, this assault rifle has just been added to the game in the latest patch, and it's an assault rifle that I've been very, very eager to try, and it's something that I'm actually very surprised wasn't put into the game at the start, because it was such an immensely popular rifle in Battlefield 3. But, unfortunately, it wasn't added in until now. Now that DICE has actually gone and done a free DLC that they've brought out, where they've released 5 new weapons. So the first weapon that I tried out was the AN-94. So let's get into it, and I'll give you my tips and tricks and what I think is the best setup for it. Now, before we get started, some background info on this weapon. This weapon was developed in the late 1980s and early 1990s, and it was introduced into the Russian Armed Forces in 1994. Now, what this gun was designed for was as a body armor piercing weapon. Now, the way that it does that is it will actually fire off 2 rounds at once. It fires those rounds so quickly that both of those bullets will hit their target at the exact same time, and thus making it incredibly effective and an incredibly dangerous weapon. Now, let's get started into some gameplay. Now, this weapon in Battlefield 4 was implemented very well. I feel that it's going to be one of the better assault rifles that DICE have put in, and that's why it's a real shame that it wasn't put in earlier, because it's really powerful. It's 2 to 3 shots maximum, and you will drop anybody, especially if it's in burst fire. You can use this in full auto mode, but the best way to run it is most definitely with burst fire. Running it in full auto, it makes it a lot less accurate, I feel, and it makes it just not as easy to use, and it seems to feel less powerful. But when you put it into burst fire mode, it becomes an absolute laser beam. Its accuracy is insane. You can hit targets out at some incredible distances with this weapon, and let me tell you, it is ridiculous. Now, I haven't used this weapon all that much. I've only just recently gotten a service star for it, but I will tell you, it's a weapon that I'll definitely be using more because it's very enjoyable. It's one of those weapons. A lot of people are saying it's not like the one in Battlefield 3. I disagree. It feels very similar to me, and I can use it just about as effectively as I could in Battlefield 3. And I absolutely love this weapon in Battlefield 3. So it's definitely worth using, and if you haven't used it yet, definitely pick it up, because I'll tell you what, you will not be disappointed. It's definitely one of the better additions to the assault class. Other things I can say about this gun are with the sights and the attachments. I personally like to use the Cobra sight. I find that's the easiest sight to use with it, just mainly because you've got the little T-shape crosshairs, and it makes it so much easier to get your targets dead on. But a holographic sight also works very well. And with your attachments, I would say use an angled foregrip. The angled foregrip just adds to its accuracy, and that's really what you want. You want accuracy, and this gun's already accurate enough, so the more you add to it, the better. And the other thing is the recoil on this gun is very manageable. You don't have that much trouble with recoil at all with this weapon. Other things that I reckon you should put onto it are either a flash hider, if you're not overly keen on a heavy barrel, but at the moment I'm actually running a heavy barrel with it, and personally I find it just adds to the accuracy of the weapon, and it makes it doesn't even change the recoil of it that much. It has a little bit more of a kick to it, but that's about it. And if you're pretty good at managing your recoil, you'll have no trouble. Now, the other things I can say are, make sure that you always use it in burst fire mode if you're going to hit people at range, because if you're a good aim, you will hit them instantly, and as I said, 2 to 3 shots, you'll drop them pretty quick. If you run up against a whole group of enemies, that might be when I would recommend using full auto, but even then, you don't really need to. Your burst fire mode should be able to drop most people. And apart from that, this is a genuinely amazing assault rifle. And for the burst fire weapons in the game, which there aren't many, it is by far the best burst fire weapon in the game. The M16A4 is good, but this thing blows it out the water. And that's really all I have to say about this assault rifle. Is it's absolutely amazing. It's fun, it's effective, and it's also one of those assault rifles that I would say you can use on any map. If you wanted to, you could run this map on Operation Locker like I am here, or you could run it on Paracel Storm or Golmud Railway or one of the bigger, more open maps. And that is really good, because a lot of the assault rifles in the game, they're either good for long range or they're good for close range. This gun is good for everything. This is a perfect all-round assault rifle. And if you wanted to use the all-round assault rifle in Battlefield 4, this is your weapon. I highly recommend it, and definitely pick it up and definitely use it. And that, guys, is my review of the AN-94 assault rifle in Battlefield 4. Now, as I've said, it's a great assault rifle, definitely worth it, definitely worth persevering with it. It can be a little bit frustrating when you first start off with it, but once you get the Cobra sight unlocked, you should be fine. And that's pretty much all I have to say. I hope you've enjoyed the video, and don't forget to leave me a comment with what you think and your thoughts on the weapon. Also, don't forget to drop me a like and a subscribe for more content. This is the Outback Legend, signing off. Take it easy, guys. I'll catch you next time.